Hello, hello, it's Dana. Excuse this mess. Okay, so I got this idea after making some little windows. Let me pull this down. I made a little window tag and I thought that was so cute. And then I made this, which is it's backed. I made one of those little folding envelopes. I don't know what you call those, but anyway, I was watching, I think, Shabby Dabby Doo Dah. Okay, so I got the idea to make these tabs and like little peekaboo tabs, I call them, just because I don't know what you would call them. But here's how I did this. I'm going to use this paper because it's a little bit thicker. This is a 3.5-inch strip of scrap. And so basically I'm going to use this tab punch. Now they made this backwards, but I'm going to show you how to do it so that you can figure this out. So when this is open, this is actually 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna score just over that a hair, just to be safe, I guess is the word. Oh no, I'm not gonna score over that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut it over that, but I'm gonna score, let's see, the score line is just over 1/2 inch. So I'm actually going to go to 7/8 just to give me a little extra room after I fold it to cut it. Now, here's the problem. This tab punch is backwards. If it wasn't backwards, I could just stick it in there and punch me a tab. But unfortunately, you have to put the folded side out. They should have made it like this. So I'm going to have to cut this down. But that part doesn't matter because these are actually pretty easy to make. Now, if you don't have clear stickers, you can actually use Scotch tape. I'm going to move this out of the way. You can actually use Scotch tape with this because tape is actually wide enough to do it. So I'm going to show you how to make one, and we're going to use Scotch tape just for the record. All right. So because not everybody has a bunch of clear stickers laying around, and packing tape works good too. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this off right about there. Whoops, my blade's up here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. Now you've got your piece of paper folded in half. So what you're going to do is you're going to insert this side into the punch. I'm sorry, this side into the punch when you punch this paper tab out. And I don't know why they made it like that. It'd be a lot easier to put the folded side in and just not cut on one side. Just have the actual, other part, but I'm not a designer. Okay. So I'm so excited about this because I've been playing with I love the specimen slides. I don't know if you've seen my last videos, but I'm going to show this real quick. I made these butterflies with the Dollar Tree butterflies, but then I started making these page hangers with some hydrangea flowers I found in my yard. And I love the real flowers and how they look. You can look like from the front or the back. They look beautiful, and I can't wait till I can get some in color. But I've been putting all kinds of stuff in these little peekaboo windows. So I found tiny leaves. I found weeds. I literally dehydrated everything you can think of. And there's a real easy video I found how to dry flowers in the microwave. So if you have any kind of little, even a weed or any kind of little flower in bloom, you just put it between a layer of paper, a paper towel, sit something flat and heavy over it, put it in the microwave for a few seconds. If this happens, it's too long, you put it in too long. See this where I burnt that flower? I don't know if that's going to show up, but it kind of turned brown. That's a lilac. It kind of turned brown on the edges. So that was like a 60-second batch. So I did it for, I think, 40 seconds and they came out fine. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to stick this in and punch these tabs out. But before I do that, I'm going to use this to make my peekaboo hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch anywhere along the edge here. I'm going to look through the crack and kind of line it up to make sure I'm not punching off of the tab, because you can't really put your paper in all the way. So I'm going to make a little hole. This is kind of thick to be using for this punch. Oh, good. And I jammed my punch. Well, the paper I used earlier, the scrapbook paper, this is actually very thin paper. So not sure this is going to work so good with this craft. So that's good to know. Let me see. Yeah, I had to kind of wiggle that out. Now to get the little holes out, the little holes come out the top and then the rings come out the side, these little craft rings. So those are good. You can use them again, set them aside and save those, because I have used the rings on other projects. So they fit nicely in the tops of your tags. Okay, so once you have your peekaboo hole and you can see where it's at, you can pop this in here. I know this is a process, but I love the little details. I really do. And I don't know why. I'm obsessed with this particular project. I'm going to trim some of this off so that these sides are even. Otherwise, I can't fit it down in the punch. That's what I mean by they made it backwards. Because if you could just put a piece of folded paper in there, everybody'd be buying this. Okay, so you're going to line it up wherever you want your hole. I want mine kind of close to the edge at the top. So now you've got your tab cut. Oh, I put it in too far. See, I cut my folded edge off, which is okay. It's not a big deal. All right. So let's just pretend that this is still connected. So what you're going to do then is you're going to take whatever piece of Scotch tape you picked up. So we'll make one. I'm going to take this little, this is what they call, like when I breathe, it blows away. I might have got this too dry. When I try to pick it up, it just falls apart. But this is what they call silver mound. But when it comes out in the spring, right now it's green. But if you, once you dehydrate it or dry it, whatever you want to call that, in the microwave, it actually turns silver again, like it will in the heat of the summer. Okay, so I've put it down on a piece of Scotch tape, and then I'm just going to take another piece of Scotch tape and lay over the other side of it. So now it's encased in the sticky part of the Scotch tape. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few little dots of glue on here just to get it to stick to one side of this tab. And I am going to trim this down just a hair so it doesn't stick out the sides. Oh, this tape wants to stick to me. Okay. So now I'm going to lay that right on there. And this is art glitter glue in this little precision bottle. And it will stay, it will glue the Scotch tape. So when you go to actually put this on the edge of your page and you fold it over, you'll have this little peekaboo window. Let me see if I can get a white piece of paper to put behind this. And you can see your little tiny greenery through there. Is that not so cute? So I've made this. I made this one. So I think these are adorable. Now, are they time consuming? Yes. But I feel like it's the little details that make things so special. And I absolutely love these. So what I've done here with some tape is I took the tiniest leaves from, I was making, and you can do, I think I'm going to try this with baby's breath. You know, when you try and pull baby's breath apart, you can't. It just, yeah, it just breaks like crazy. But I had this hydrangea from our house that had sat outside all winter, and some of the leaves were so tiny on it. And so I put them in here in this piece of tape. And then what you do is just cut it, you know, cut it out of there 4 ways. But you could probably fit more in there. I just wanted to leave myself extra room. But I thought about trying it with baby's breath. So I'm going to do one with baby's breath because I have not had a chance to try that. So let me see if I can find a nice little teeny tiny batch of baby's breath. Okay, so let me cut this there. And then I'll get the tape back. And this is just cheapo dollar store tape. This is nothing special. In fact, I bought this tape because I thought it was cute, but the eye was too small. So I glued an eye on it. I know, that's dumb. I did that during a live when I was extremely tired and a bit slap happy. Okay, so perils of the taping. It sticks to your fingers, something fierce. Now I'm going to put a piece of tape over the top to kind of encase the little flowers in. Okay, so this doesn't look near as good, I don't think, because it's a little too dimensional to lay flat. So yeah, that doesn't look near as good. I don't think I'm going to use that in one of these just because, is that going to focus? Let me see. I'll put something behind it. That doesn't look so good. But it has 3 little flowers on it. Maybe I could do this too. This one with 2. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if I cut it down. This is just too small. This is just, it's aggravating me, so I can't do it. But these pressed flowers would work. This one's a little bit big. This one's smaller. So let's see. Would that fit in there? Yeah. It's almost too big. But some of the lilac flowers that I did were small enough. Here, I'll hold it up for reference. Some of the lilac flowers would fit in there. This is one of the ones that got burnt when I was drying it. So you can see a little brown on the edge. But I don't care. Let's try it. Let's try it again. So one more time, Dana. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down so it'll fit in the punch. And I'm going to punch a hole first near the top. Not quite all the way to the top. Like I said, you can look down in there and kind of see where the edge of your paper is so that you know where to punch. Oh, that wants to stick in there. That is one of the reasons I do not like this punch right there, because it even does that with thin paper sometimes. It doesn't have a mechanism to push the paper away. So this is, they could make this better too. I don't know why they don't hire some actual, you know, some people that actually use this stuff all the time to troubleshoot, you know, quality control. Their quality control people are busy, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this a little bit lower this time so I don't cut off the fold. Oh, for heaven's sakes. It's hard to get this in there once you've lost your alignment. So let me try again. I'll pull it too far. There we go. Now, there. Perfect. Oh, that flew right up, and it did. It cut off the edge, even though the fold appears to still be there in the middle. It's not, as you can see. It's on the paper. I mean, it appeared to be below the fold. It's okay. Okay, so the pain part about this is that you just have to line up the two sides when you attach it to your journal. So that's not the funnest thing for me, but all right, so I'm going to cut this down really close to the edge of this flower. Yeah. All right. There we go. Okay. And just for the sake of not getting glue in the little window, I'm going to go ahead and just put the glue on this end just to hold it. Now, once the two sides are glued together, of course, it'll hold in place better. So from either side, I think it'll look pretty good once you have it on a journal. And it's a real flower, which I think is so cool. And no fussy cutting, because although the process of drawing, picking and cutting and drawing does seem like a lot, it's not. I took all these little, from one lilac bloom, I took all these little flowers and I made these page tabs off of one bloom, and I still have more to go. And you can see how pretty they are. I just love them. And a lot of them, you can even see the little pink center of the flower. And I think this is adorable. Here, let me get one of these. And I'll put it on the edge of a page in my journal. And look at that. Isn't that cool? And even from the back, like if you want to put it on the back. Oh, another thing I did, I stamped these with the scientific name, which I had bought this antique Fulton rubber stamp outfit, and it comes with all these letters. So what I did was I did the scientific name for lilac and the scientific name for hydrangea. And then I've just been stamping it as I went on whatever I made. And I think that looks so cool. So this is Syringa vulgaris, I want to say. So I'm going to put that right here. So you could put it left or right. Either side could be considered the front. Either one. So I'll show you again. Here, let me set this over here. I don't want to spill the little letters. So if you put it on your page, no matter what color your background is, it's going to show through. And if you put it on the left, that's what it looks like. And if you put it on the right, that's what it looks like. But I think it's adorable. Okay, Now, if you put your tab on to the edge of your paper, here, let's put a tab on. We should actually put the tab on something that I've made. Oh, I made this too. I forgot about this. Let me tell you about this. This, I used this little punch. I took 2 pieces of paper and punched them both. Now, this is thinner paper. I punched through both of them, and then I aligned this little leaf. I made some of these on that packing tape. And that's what that looks like. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I think it's pretty cool. And if that's on a page, then whatever, you know, is going to show through that little peekaboo window, which is cute. But I'm telling you, you can put any little piece of dried flower or dried leaves. And right now, since it's springtime, you should be able to find probably some things that dried naturally in your yard. And I love that. I love the look of it. I love that it's real. It's not a sticker. It's not. And here, let's compare. I've got some stickers. Now, the baby's breath, I kind of have to resort to stickers, and I'll tell you why. It's so thick. On these are baby's breath stickers here on these that I made these little specimen slides with. Can you see that? Let me turn this over. Oh, for heaven's sakes. There. These are baby's breath stickers. And you can tell when you look closely at them that they're stickers. But I think they look pretty. This is real baby's breath here. And I think that looks pretty too. So I haven't decided which one of those I like best, but I am getting a little obsessed on making these, all of these little windows. And I did some mushroom stickers too. So there's nothing you can't put in these little windows. You can make your own windows. I have made this window. This is a flower, a dried flower and packing tape in a window that I made with this punch. So you don't have to have anything fancy. You can use a round punch. This is this little tiny flower punch. Any punch will do. Anything that'll go through 2 pieces of paper, or just punch it twice and line this up before. And that's what I did with this. This paper, this paper was a little bit thicker and it wouldn't punch through both. So I punched them separately and then lined them up and then cut them out because this page was smaller. So I just kind of lined the window up first and then glued the top. Then I was able to put the flower in and glue the rest down and trim it out. So it came out perfectly aligned when I got done. So you can see, you can't see the back paper. So it ended up good. But even with packing tape, you can do that. So it's so simple. You don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment or fancy stickers, or you don't have to have even fancy punches. You can have just some basic punches and take whatever dried things. I think these little tiny leaves are going to look adorable. And when you see them with the light through them, I think that's when they're even cuter because, let me see if I can illuminate this. Look, I'm getting my little flashlight out. But let me see. Can you see? That's hard to see that. Well, let me see that. Yep, it's not going to focus. Well, when you hold it up, to the light of the room, I think it looks adorable. Is it a lot of work? Yeah, it can be a little tedious, but I think it's totally worth it. And if I can get the hang of cutting this with this on the inside part of the tab punch, which is easier said than done apparently with my eyes, then, well, then there'll be no stopping me. All right. Well, that's it for me. That's my little peekaboo tab punch. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.